y'all, I just made some yummy homemade sloppy joes. So let's go make it. Now, Shug, you can't get no more American than this. Making some good, yummy sloppy joes. So let's get started. In my pan, honey, I've got 2 good tablespoons, 2 good heaping tablespoons of some salted butter. Now to that, I'm gonna add me 1 whole chopped up yellow onion. And then I've got me a cup of roasted red bell pepper and green bell pepper that we're going to throw over in this. But now, honey, if you don't have no roasted red bell pepper, you can leave it out because they don't really have that big of a taste, to them. But you do need your green bell pepper. So let's pour that right on over in here. Now we're going to saute this in our butter. And when they get caramelized, I'll probably do this maybe about 5 minutes, and then we'll go to the next ingredient. Okay, now we're going to add us a pound of hamburger meat. Now you use whatever kind you like. Now I'm just going to get this, incorporated with our onions and stuff. And I did get rid of my little clocking spoon I was using on this cast iron pan, because I've had some tell me they wished I'd quit clocking on that pan, so I got me a wood one now. Okay, now that we've cooked our hamburger just a little bit, now we're going to add us 2 tablespoons of garlic. Now let's get that all mixed in together, and then we'll go to the next ingredient. Honey, making these sloppy joes, they're good for any season, summer, winter, fall, whatever. I can remember when my kids were little, honey, I'd whip up some sloppy joes and put that on a bun, and they would be in heaven enjoying that little old sloppy joe. Now, I know I added some butter in this, but my meat ended up having a little bit more grease than I wanted. But now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to scrape this. Ooh, that just popped, man. I guess it popped my son over there videoing. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to get me some paper towels, and let me run over and get me my little foam things and hold on to that. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So what I'm going to do is just get these paper towels and dry up, the grease that I don't want. Just move it around and get in there and get all that grease out. That way you don't have to pick this up and drain your hamburger meat and do all of that. All right, I've got a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Then we're going to add us, I'd say about a tablespoon of Texas Pete. Well, that's all over me. That just got all over me. So now I'm going to add me about a tablespoon of yellow mustard. Now, honey, if you ain't got no yellow mustard and you got Dijon mustard, pour that right on over in there too. All right, there's our tablespoon. But now I love the acidity in the yellow mustard better than I do the Dijon for a sloppy joe. So let's add us about a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. All right, now let me tell you something I do right here. I buy me a can, and honey, you can use any brand you want, of the fire roasted tomatoes. Honey, I pour that can over in that little blender and I blend them things up. And for kids that don't really like tomatoes, honey, it blended it up so good, you just pour that right on over in there. I just sucked in the fumes of mustard, honey. It about choked me to death on here. Okay, now to this, I'm gonna add me about 2 tablespoons of ketchup. Okay, now we're just gonna mix this all up, and we're gonna let this simmer, I'd say for about 10 minutes. Let it simmer good and bring out all them yummy flavors. And I tasted it, and I needed a little bit more mustard. When it squirted out all over me, I guess it got on my clothes and on my hand, so I needed to add some more. I'd add probably another tablespoon. All right, now that we've got all this incorporated together, I didn't want to add my salt and pepper too quick. I didn't want to over salt it. So let's add our salt now, because it does need some. And you add however much you like, but do taste it before you add. all of that in it at the end. So now let's get ready to fix these good, yummy sloppy joes. Now, honey, I didn't have no little hamburger buns to make my little sloppy joes on. So what I did, I had this French bread, and honey, I made me a little bowl in it, and now I'm just gonna fill this up. Now, this is the way I like to do it when I go to serve my family. Now, I'm gonna put it on this, and now we're gonna put us some cheese on that. And honey, we're gonna melt that cheese in the oven. That's gonna be some good eating right there. All right, now we're gonna put this in the oven. I'm gonna put mine on broil because I just wanna get the top of the cheese melted, and then we're gonna pull it out and get ready to eat this. Okay, now y'all looky here. It's hot out of the oven, and I added me some dill pickles on this. Now y'all go share this with your friends and family and make some sweet memories. And always remember, smile, God loves you, and baby, He's got this no matter what.